What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man, and I hope you're having a good day. If you're not, just remember it's the thoughts in our head. It's the moment of now is what it is. It's your current situation, and you know what? I just want to get right into this one as well because I'm kind of dealing with it again. Like today was a day that I grew. I grew up. I grew up a little bit today. Now, I woke up feeling good, feeling excited, a couple of mantras here and there. I did somewhat of my morning routine. Again, I am going outside, but I'm not going out, or I'm not giving myself enough time in the morning to have enough time to do my breath work and my physical activity. And I'm telling you, I think that affects the rest of my day moving forward. Now, I got some things done that I needed to get in the morning as well. I'm still doing some of the day trading, and that's having an effect on me because that goes high. I go high when I'm making decent amount of dollars, and then I get low when I'm not. And so, like, it's with anything, and like I think what the previous episode about trials and tribulations that we can't get, that none of us can get away from. There's always going to be this up and down and high and low. We were at a financial class again today as well. And it was the same thing. It was like, the thought was like, hey, you're going to have some failures. There's no and ifs or buts that you're going to have these days where you're not killing it and you're not crushing it. And we've spoken about this before in a couple of the episodes, but it's really how do we deal with it and how do we exercise our brain, our thought process, our muscle to remember in these moments that they're just part of the everyday thing, right? Even if we are, making buku dollars, or even living on the streets, like, it doesn't matter. I think just my example is these two extremes. You can be in two extremes, or for most people, you can be in this sort of middle mass thing, but it doesn't matter because no matter where you are, there's going to be some level of failure, some level of wins, some level of feeling amazing, and some level of not feeling so hot. And so really I feel like it's identifying one, becoming aware of that, and identifying, the moments that you're in, and then trying to figure out ways to get yourself out of them. Now, I think there's a couple things because like today was a good example for me. Like, it's not like we're doing terrible. It's not like it's not like we're not doing great, right? Like we're doing okay. We're doing good, right? I don't want to say okay. Like that's how I want to say okay because that's like the emotion that I'm feeling. I'm like, ugh, man, when is this? I don't know, podcast going to take off? When are we going to bring in these giant whales of a client? When are we going to, see the millions of dollars rolling in, like, or at least a couple of hundreds of thousands? And it's like, okay, well, there's still money in the bank. You have enough money. You have some stuff saved. Things are going well. You have clients, you have projects coming up, but it's like, it's still there was this notion today, and it could have been because I lost a couple dollars on the day trading stuff. I think it was a collective of not getting breath work, not doing the exercises, not doing the mobility work, and then probably losing a couple dollars. Now it was like $75 today, not a lot, but still $75 is, it's like a bill, bill you can pay. And so the thought is, for me, just all day today, I've gone through the motions. I don't feel as elated. I'm not like, let's go. I also had a phone call today with it's like a potential client and like two of her team members. And again, I'm trying to like get through this call, and I wanted to be in, and I think I was there, like it wasn't like I wasn't present. It's just like I wasn't able to shine as like the spiritual hype man, I don't think. And there's a couple of things that I questioned in that moment, and that was one, do I need to reschedule to a later time when I'm feeling my spiritual hypeness? Or, and I guess right now thinking about it, it's like, or am I good enough for this next 45-minute meeting, put on the emotion, right? Like put on the mask, like put on the, all right, like I'm the actor in this situation and I already know, the character and I know the role. Right? And so I guess that's what I'm questioning now is like, if I can't reschedule, or if it's more detrimental to everyone else to reschedule, is it better for me to step into that and be like, okay, it's time to get in there and act. Right? So I don't know. That's kind of what I'm questioning right now. But again, going back into like the day, I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there was anything else? Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Got to put on my do not disturb. But yeah, so that's what was going on. That's what was going on today. I'm not, and it's funny too, because like I feel like mentally tired. I feel like emotionally tired a little bit. And I think it's from thinking of all of these things while I'm trying to do other things, right? So again, and not everyone gets the ability to work from home or have half an hour to an hour to themselves to go do something for themselves. Not all the time, right? So I think the couple of things are the takeaways for me today, and hopefully this somehow, can relate to you during your times of just kind of like feeling blah. It's like, what can you do? And I know it's going out there doing something physical, going out there getting some breath work, or just taking some time to yourself, right? And I feel like there's always a battle between, all right, let me take this time, but then there's all these other things I got to do, right? And again, the laundry always gets done, so maybe it's just reminding ourselves that the laundry always gets done and that it takes time, right? You have to just one stone or one step, or, I think it's reiterating the fact that, like, as long as you're moving forward and you're progressing, now there's different levels of that, right? Multitudes of effort, energy, time, effort, energy that you're putting forth into something. But either way, whether it's at a slow turtle's pace or, at an intense, let's go all in, we're burning the bridges pace, you'll get there. And I think it really comes down to like, how much of that do you want to continue to do, right? Continue to do. And honestly, I want to shout out like everyone else, like shout out to you listening, because there's probably certain things that you do during the day that, like, if I were to look and I were to think of your situation, it's you're crushing it. You like, there's people that I've come to, grow or learn more about their lives in terms of like the things that they've gone through and the things that they're going through now in order to get to where they want to. It's not just finances, but like creating a family and like, having kids and all of these things that, like, I think about it. I'm like, man, these guys got some serious energy. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes I'm like, I don't think I'd be able to do that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have enough, I have enough things to do in my own brain, like in my own mind, that I don't know if I would have more space for thoughts and processing and actions, on like maybe building a family, having kids, some people, owning a bunch of fucking real estate. Like I want to do that. And at some point we will, right? But I feel like it's just like there's some people that are just on the shit, like on it and crushing it. And so if you're one of those people, which most likely you are, right, in some sort of way, fashion, or form, right, I feel like all of us are crushing it at something, and all of us are doing something really well. So whatever you're doing really well or doing really good at and continuing to improve on, good job. Good job. Give yourself a pat on the back, because you deserve it. And so I'll leave with this, and I think this was like a follow-up too. It's like, I think there's opportunities in our lives to continue pushing forward towards something, but also there's opportunities to pivot or go a different direction, right? And so I just want to let everybody know this will be my last podcast. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen. But here's the situation. I was outside doing a little bit of breath work on my phone at the same time, right? I wasn't as present. That's what I'm saying. I need to be more focused, more present around my breath work and the stuff that I was doing to feel really fucking amazing. Because go back to like episode, I don't know, 4, 5, or 6 or something like that. And it's even on YouTube. If you look it up on YouTube, Nothing Changes Until You Do, you can see I came in from breath work feeling fucking amazing. And it's all because of that, because of the physical shit that I was doing outside. And I just need to get to that level again. You know, just being present. Being present is what it is. Okay, so here's what it was. I was doing some breath work. And all of a sudden I hear this noise coming from like my neighbor's yard, but they have some like, there's like one lot that hasn't been touched yet, you know, but all of a sudden I hear like a rustle. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is that a deer? Is it like a snake? And then next thing you know, it's like this little fucking turtle just coming out like, hello, I'm the turtle. Like, excuse me. And there was like an innate nature of him wanting to come to my side, like on my side of the fence. There's a fence between a chain link fence. And you can see that his goal was to like, I need to get over there. Like whatever it was that was pushing him that way internally, whatever the fuck, he was like, I need to get over there, because he would get to the fence, chain link fence, and he would be like, I can't go any. And then he would like push, and his like feet were like flip, flap, flippity flap, trying to like get through this gate. And he kept trying, and he kept trying. He just kept going to different sides of the gate. It was like, I need to get over there. And it just like flip, flap, flippity flap. And then the next thing I thought to myself, I was like, well, maybe I should pick him up and like help him come to this side, because maybe that's why I'm out here. You know, maybe this is like this. It's just, remember, life is just an accumulation of situations and decisions made over time. And it's that situation, right? That situation with other people involved or other things involved. That was what I was in. And so my thought is like, maybe it is my thing that I need to go help this thing get across from this fence and then go on its merry way. But then I thought about it, and I was like, well, there's only one opening out right now, because our landlord hasn't fixed the fence, or has fixed the fence since then. Okay, if you want to call it that, but that's another story. You can listen to I withheld $400 from my landlord episode. So whatever, either way, my thought was like, let me pick this turtle up, put it on this side. But then I was like, wait, there's only one way out. It's the fence that hasn't been put back up yet. And if he goes out that way, then there's a road with, you know, like where we're at. It's not so busy, but cars drive. What if he gets crushed? I'm like, there's really not water, except there is kind of like this water thing, but he's got to travel a long ways. So all of this was in my head, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let nature do its thing, even though the fence isn't nature, because like it was man-made, it was put there. But I'm going to let the turtle kind of do its thing, right? It's like the butterfly effect kind of thing there. And so after a couple of times getting to the fence and trying to push his way through, and, you know, he just decided, he was like, all right, well, I guess I'm done with this. And then like he turned around and ended up going the way he came from. And so the question there is, there's a couple things. One, I feel like there are going to be opportunities in life that you decide not to do, or not to continue to do something, right? To figure out that, okay, this is the most I'm going to push in this direction, and I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to switch my time, effort, energy into a different direction. And then two, are there moments that like we can be the person that's helping either someone else continue on the direction that they're looking for, right? Because like, what if, so the question is like, what if like I helped them and then the turtle went on to where he needed to go, right? Because something was calling him in that direction, right? So like, are there situations that we can be those people that help the turtle and actually help the person continue to move forward? And whether it's acknowledgement or praise or connection or, you know, hiring them, whatever the case would be, like, can you be that person in those scenarios? And two, in the situations that we can't continue to move forward because there isn't that person, or there's the chain link fence and there's just no getting around it, or you're at a point of exhaustion, is it right for you to then go a different direction and decide to, not go the innate way that you thought you were going to go? And so that, my friends, is the thought of the day. I hope it helps. Everyone goes through it. Everyone deals with the not so highs and not so lows. But I would say it's figuring out a way to either change it or sustain it until, you want to go a different direction, right? Because I feel like for me today, it's like, I'll get through it. I'm like, let me just get through it. Let me get through it. It'll be different. I just got to stick to it, keep going, keep crushing it, but my levels of energy weren't as high, or I wasn't as like, woohoo, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? Like, what are you going to do? It's not like you can, there's only so much sitting here and feeling sorry for yourself, or there's only so much of that is going to help you, right? And I guess I'll leave you with this last one, is just use whatever that is to motivate you to move forward, right? But don't let it consume you. All right, y'all have a great week, day, weekend, evening, morning, whatever it is. Thanks for always listening. I see that the viewers and the listeners are increasing, and I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. And those are sometimes the things, is to look at the things that you are doing well and the feedback you're getting from people, maybe focusing on that. Like when you focusing on that, like saying that or hearing that, makes me feel really good. And that's all thanks to you guys. So thank you so much. I appreciate you for listening. Keep crushing it. And we'll see you guys again on the next one. And don't forget, nothing changes until you do. All right, peace.